What happens if you're charged with OUI in Massachusetts, your first offense? I'm Michael DelSignore, a Massachusetts OUI lawyer. In today's video, I want to answer that question for you. So on your first offense, there's a few things people want to know right away. Well, when can you get back on the road? So if you took the breath test and you failed, it's over 0.08, it's a 30-day license suspension. After 30 days, you can get your full license back. If you refuse the test, it's a 6-month suspension. So there's two ways to get it back if you refused. One, you've got to go to the RMV and then win the refusal appeal. So that's going to take about 2 to 3 months to do that. And many of those are going to get denied. We've had many motions to reinstate license for refusals allowed, but the vast majority of them are going to get denied. There's a few courts we've been very successful in, and I can talk to you about that. The second way to get your license back quickly is if you're found not guilty, there's a presumption of reinstatement. So both options, you're going to be without your license for 3 months. So let's say you need to have your license and you can't go any period of time without driving. Then in that case, unfortunately, your only option would be to accept a plea. You'd be given the 24D in almost all cases, a continuance without a finding. That would give you the eligibility to get a hardship license. So if you're in that position, I'll certainly talk to you about your different options, but that's the only way to get back quickly on the road after refusing a breath test. So what happens after your first court date? You're arraigned, you enter a not guilty plea, and the case gets put down for a pretrial conference. You'll get a copy of the police report. The first court date you want, hopefully you'll have an attorney. If you don't, if you get one quickly after, the attorney can always go back to court sooner. I like to do a motion to preserve any video evidence. Often that video is very key to the case and can help you. What we do is we edit the videos and we play sort of a condensed version of it, and it shows you kind of walking in, taking change out of your pocket, talking to the officer about the basic booking questions, your mother's maiden name, your father's name, what you do for work. It kind of gives the jury a sense of who you are, and they can see you there. And most people look good in these videos. So you want to make sure that's not erased if it's going to be helpful to your case. Once after the arraignment, the next date's a pretrial, so it's not a trial. It's a day for you to get additional evidence or to give the government any additional evidence. So the cases kind of go in these stages. After the pretrial, you can put the case down for trial typically, or in some cases there might be motions. So in some cases you might want to try to exclude some evidence. If there was statements that were incriminating that you made, we might want to need a motion to get those statements knocked out to try to limit the evidence the government can present at court. So that's sort of the steps of the process. It's a gradual process. Some people think, charged with a first offense, that the trial is going to be the first day or it's going to be the next court date. The process is a little slower than most people would expect. So if you have questions about getting back on the road, what the court process is like, I've answered these questions and explained this process to people for years. People that are teachers, we've had nurses, people in IT, all types of professions. We've represented lawyers, doctors, every type of profession. And I understand your anxiety, the nervousness. Somebody with a first offense has never been arrested before, and they've never been in this situation. So feel free to contact us. You can look online and read our reviews about people who've been in that situation, and we've walked them through it. And I'll look at your case and tell you the best way to defend the case. And our goal is to make sure people avoid an OUI conviction. So our hope is that you'll be able to take it, fight the case, take it to trial, and be found not guilty. In Massachusetts, unfortunately, there's no negotiation except in rare cases, a couple of counties. So in most cases, they're not going to dismiss the OUI and let you take a plea on a negligent operation. So you're going to have to fight this case to trial. Typically, it's either going to be you admit to it or you go to trial on your first offense. So feel free to call me. I'll be glad to answer all your questions. Michael DelSignore in Massachusetts, OUI lawyer.